Hi, I'm Spiro, your astro weatherman, here with an explanation of the lunar cycle. Now, everyone knows that a full moon period is high energy. People are more apt to act out and misbehave. There just seems to be a higher level of pressure in all situations, both positive and all too often problematic. However much some of them may deny it, an honest police officer or hospital emergency room person will tell you, people get crazier at the full moon. It is so ingrained in mass consciousness that anytime things are getting out of hand, someone is likely to say, must be a full moon, regardless of where the moon really is in its cycle. Of course, when the moon really is full and the sky is clear, it's pretty hard to miss. So, we know about the full moon, but we also need to know about the new moon, which is also an intense and important time, because, and this is crucial, what you start around a new moon brings results at the next full moon. Every 14 days or so, we are sowing and then reaping. Now let's go over what happens astronomically during the 28-day lunar cycle. At new moon, the moon and the sun are together in the sky. They rise in the east and set in the west together. And so obviously, at new moon, the moon is obscured by the sun and can't be seen. Now, the moon rises later every day, and a couple of days after the new moon itself, right after the sun sets, you see that little fingernail of the moon low on the western horizon that sets right after the sun, rising and setting later each day. When the sun sets, the moon is higher in the sky and larger. This continues until, at the full moon, the sun sets in the west, and the moon, full and perfectly round, rises in the east. The process then continues, with the moon rising later and getting smaller each day, until 14 days after the full moon, we have another new moon, rising and setting together. That's the astronomy of the lunar cycle, and that's important to know. But more important to us is the astrology of the lunar cycle. The first thing to know is that a new moon is an aspect called the conjunction. A conjunction is when two planets are in the same degree of a sign together in the sky. The conjunction aspect is an aspect of beginnings, the start of a cycle. The full moon is an aspect called the opposition, which is when two planets are in the same degree of opposing signs. The opposition is an aspect of manifestation. Things get started at a conjunction and come into manifestation at opposition, and goes back to a new beginning at the next conjunction. Now this is true about any two planets, but nowhere is this more easily observed than in the lunar cycle, which starts and completes every 28 days. Now how is this useful? Well, if we know that what we start at around new moon brings results at the next full moon, and please, watch this and verify it for yourself. Then we can start things purposely at new moon to get the results we want at full moon. And we can avoid starting things at new moon that we don't want to see the results of at full moon. Be aware that at around new moon, things are just as intense as they are at full moon. It's just not as obvious. Well, this cycle goes on month after month, year after year, functioning with or without our awareness of it. Just maybe we want to know about it and make good use of it. Something else to be aware of is that from new moon to full moon is time of increase. Again, each day the moon grows larger in the sky. Full moon to new moon is time of decrease as the moon grows smaller. At full moon, we retain more water, and there's just more pressure all the way around. But see if your clothes don't fit tighter at full moon and looser at new moon. A powerful application of this is for weight control. Concentrate on building muscle from new moon to full moon, the time of increase. Exercise more so, and concentrate on fat loss from full moon to new moon. Still exercise, but really watch your calories. Now there is much more that can be said about all of this, but I think I've given you enough to think about and put into practice for now. So plan on making good, positive beginnings at new moons, 2 or 3 days on either side of them, to reap the benefits at the full moons. And at the very least, know when we are at new moon, and don't be doing the stupid things at those times. Check back frequently for the daily astro weather videos, and for more videos on astrology and other metaphysical, spiritual, cultural, and even political topics. Yes, I do go there, that we do produce. I am Guy Spiro, your Astro Weatherman. Thank you for your interest, and remember, the prime directive, and I really mean this, is to have fun.